For over half a century, more than 1 million people from the SADC region worked in South African mines, with over 200,000 of them recruited from Lesotho, where at least 26% of the ex-miners have acquired the silicosis. The recent TB summit in Nigeria aims to see the eradication of the disease by 2030.
In Nigeria, Abuja, in the TB summit, one of the conclusions was that the 30 countries, which we call them high disease burden countries, which includes the Southern Africa countries, it is possible. That's one of the conclusions. It's possible to eliminate TB by 2030. One of the things that we discussed was that the region itself needs to coordinate the similar program, the similar diagnostic, the similar treatments, so that you don't treat TB differently in Welkom, in Manzini, in Maputo, in Lusaka, in Maseru.
However, despite an unprecedented 5 billion class action settlement against the mining companies, this Lesotho Social Cluster Committee discovers that many deserving TB and silicosis claimants are frustrated by a complex administration process required. Basotho were encouraged to acquire the South African IDs, and the main issue was an electoral campaign for them to vote the ANC. But then, for the men that took up this offer, their spouses were never included in this process. And the result of that was split families, with one now identifying as a South African, while their partners identified as Lesotho citizens. We are saying, if this trust fund Tsiamiso wishes to work with us, it must comply with our local procedures. And as we speak, someone with damaged lungs back in the rural areas is oblivious to the fact that they can claim from the insurance pot which falls under the Department of Health in South Africa, called the Medical Bureau of Occupational Diseases, while equally eligible to claim from Tsiamiso. What kind of impact do you think this is causing to the families when there is money actually that is due to them?
Well, this is quite devastating even to try to think about it. In one area, we were told that the father came sick with TB, died. The mother got TB, died. And the other child had died. And the other one had MDR TB. Okay? So the impact that it has, these people are supposed to be compensated. This person is supposed to be, is not compensated. So the father is already, the breadwinner has already died. So it leaves the children very vulnerable. So they are vulnerable to, one, in terms of human trafficking into South Africa or any other place, just to have some income for the family because the breadwinner is dead. The other one, the others, they have looked at this, that my father was working in Klerksdorp, in whatever, and they know that here we are struggling. He thinks about the people who are going to, then he joins Samazama. And then the one that you have seen, that the people have to carry guns, have to be feel that they are dangerous, they can fight. So eventually, numbers, hundreds of the people have died. But if you look, if all this compensation could have been brought to the country and then they are easy, there's an easy access to them by the families, the rightful families, it could have reduced this because these people, instead of going to the Samazamas, they would be in school or going to a technical school or vocational school. So those things actually are affecting Basotho more than we can ever think. But they also affect our economy in a big way.
The National Assembly Social Cluster Committee has resolved to summon all stakeholders in order to draw a comprehensive strategy that will deal with TB as a disease and its compensational-related challenges. I'm Mokhothu Makhalanyane for SABC News, Maseru, Lesotho.